So far, we have seen various ways of entering data, but Excel is far more than a tool for storing data. In Excel, you can create your own formulas, or you can use one of Excel's many built-in formulas. You can compute interest rates, taxes, profit and loss, the area of a rectangle, and so on. There are no limits to the types of problems you can solve. An important thing to remember when entering formulas in Excel is that all formulas start with an equal sign. Students often forget to do this. I will enter 3 plus 4 in cell A1 and then press the Enter key. Cell A1 does not show me the result of the formula, which would be 7. It only shows me the formula. This is because, without the beginning equal sign, Excel treats the formula as text. I will enter the formula equal 3 plus 4 in cell A2, then press the Enter key. I will click back on cell A2. Notice that the cell displays the value 7, but if you look at the formula bar, you will see that it is actually the formula that is stored in the cell. Placing a space before or after a math symbol has no effect on the formula. I will enter a 6 in cell A3 and a 4 in cell B3. I want to subtract the value in cell B3 from the value in cell A3. When using cell values in a formula, we use the address of the cell rather than the value, so that we will always get the correct result when the cell values are changed. I want the result of this formula to appear in cell C3. In cell C3, I will first type the equal sign, then type the cell address A3. Notice that the background color of cell A3 is the same color as the text A3 in my formula. Excel does this to make it easy to identify the cell being used in the formula. I will now type the minus sign and then the cell address B3 for the next value to be used in the formula. Notice that the background color of cell B3 is the same as the text B3 in my formula. I will press Ctrl plus Enter. Remember, pressing Ctrl plus Enter accepts the data without moving from the cell. I can see the result is 2, and my formula is displayed in the formula bar. I will change the value in cell A3 to 12. The result in cell C3 has changed to 8. There are 3 ways to enter a formula. One way is the way I just did, where you enter the formula directly into a cell. Another way is to use the mouse to click on cells whose value you want to use in the formula. Let's see how this method works. I will enter a 9 in cell A4 and a 3 in cell B4. I want to divide the value in cell A4 by the value in cell B4 and place the result in cell C4. I will type the equal sign to start the formula. Instead of typing the cell address A4, I will click on the cell. Excel has automatically placed the address in my formula. I will type the divide sign. I will click on cell B4. Excel automatically placed the address in my formula. I will press the Control key plus the Enter key to get the result. The third way to enter a formula is to use the arrow keys to get the cell address rather than clicking on them with the mouse. I will enter an 8 in cell A5. I will enter a 3 in cell B5. I will type an equal sign in cell C5. I will now use my left arrow key to go to cell A5. I will type the multiplication sign. I will press the left arrow key to go to cell B5. I will now press the Control key plus the Enter key. So far, we have only looked at whole numbers, but we can also use decimals. I will type 12.2 in cell A7, and I will type 4.3 in cell B7. In cell C7, I will type the equal sign and then A7. I will type the divide sign and then B7. I will press Ctrl plus Enter. There are 6 decimal positions in the result. I can change the number of decimal positions by clicking on the Increase Decimal Position button or the Decrease Decimal Position button. I will decrease the number of decimal positions to 2. Each time I click on the Decrease Decimal Position button, I remove 1 decimal position. Notice that Excel has rounded the decimal value to 0.84. You can easily convert a fraction to a decimal value. I will enter equals 5/9 in cell A8 and then press Ctrl plus Enter. Excel displays the decimal equivalent. You can easily get the percent value of a number by using the percent sign. I will type 12 in cell A9. I want to know what 25% of 12 is. I will type the formula equal A9 times 25% in cell B9. Then press Ctrl plus Enter. You can see that 25% of 12 is 3. In the previous lesson, we learned how to view all of the formulas on a worksheet by holding down the Control key while clicking on the tilde key. Another way of viewing all of the formulas is to click on the Formulas tab in the ribbon and then click on Show Formulas in the Auditing group. Clicking on it again returns to displaying the results of the formulas.